Good morning or good afternoon whenever you listen to my video. Welcome back. We are going here for a revision for the April exam. Please study hard this part. Okay, let me start to revise the previous lessons. If AB is going to be 3I and 3J and BC equals J, and find the norm of AC. First of all, how can I get AC? If you look here, you're going to take to ask about the vectors AB and BC. If you add them together, you will find that it's result AC. If you find that AB plus, if you remember or think about AB plus BC, this is going to be equals AC. Because here the B are equal, so we write the result will be A and C. So to get AC, we are going to add 3 and 3 plus. We don't have I, so you put 0 and J is going to be 1. In that we have it's 3 and 4. Then we got AC, so the norm of AC, if you remember, it's going to be the square root of 3 power 2 plus 4 power 2, which is going to be 5. Next question. Cyclist covers 5 meters from a fixed point O due to north. He started moving, then he moves up to north with 5 meters. Then he 12 meter moves 12 meter due to east 12 meter. Then the total distance he covered, when he asked about the distance, we are going to add the total distance he moved. 12 plus 5, it's 17 meters. When he asked about distance, we just add the total distance he moved. Okay, next. If you have 1, x2, negative 1, xy, and 5, two matrices which are equal. When we have two matrices equal, then we have to think about corresponding elements are equal. That means here x will be negative 3 and xy will be negative 15. Can you see? The x negative 3 and the xy will be negative 15. Put the x here negative 3, then the negative 3y will be negative 15. From that, y is going to be, 5. Then x and y will be negative 3 and 5. The answer is going to be A. The answer is going to be A. Next question. The norm of F6, value of F is 6. This is our force. And F2 equal 4. If you know that F1 perpendicular to F2, then the normal of resultant. If we complete this as rectangle, if you complete the rectangle, the resultant here will be the diagonal, which is going to be the square root of 6 power 2 plus 4 power 2, which is going to be 2 root 13. You're going to take it as a rule in senior 2 later on, which is said that the resultant of our forces, if they are perpendicular, it's going to be root r f1 power 2 plus f2 power 2, f1 power 2 plus f2 power 2. And from here, if we complete the rectangle, I can't draw it carefully. If you complete the rectangle, you will find that the resultant is going to be the diagonal. This will be f2, and here f1 plus f2 will be the resultant. This is the resultant, it's the diagonal, so we got it from Pythagoras. Okay, next. Here I don't know why he gave me a because D is the midpoint, that AD median in this triangle. AD is the median, and in this case we have a rule. It's AB plus AC equals twice AD. Really, I don't know why he gave me the other given. Look carefully in the angle of elevation and depression equation. Angle of elevation and depression, sorry. When we have this angle, the questions of angle of the elevation and depression, you must read carefully, and sometimes the questions are not clear, the translation is not clear. So please take care of your translation or the words. You have to say that from the top of a lighthouse, so that means we have a lighthouse. If we have a lighthouse just like that, and its length is 80 meters, its height is going to be 80 meters, right? Then our lighthouse is 80 meters. The measure of the angle of depression, someone is looking from up. Angle of depression means this is the horizontal, and he's going to look just like that. He's going to look from up. Angle of depression, if you have a depression, you are going to look down, so you are up to look down, okay? And if you're here and this is your lighthouse, and you look up from here, and this is going to be your angle of depression. This is going to be your angle of depression. Here, this is theta, angle of depression. And if this is the floor, depression, fixed target on the sea equals 80 degrees. Fixed target on the sea, 80 degrees. So this angle is 80 degrees, right? The distance between the fixed target and the top of the lighthouse. So this is going to be our C, the sea level. See here, C, not C. Okay? And you can find that. Another time, how can I read the problem and start to draw it? You can say that from the top of a lighthouse, 80 meters, so the lighthouse is 80 meters. The measure of angle of depression 80. So by alternate, we have the elevation angle is going to be 80, the same. So he asked to find the distance between the fixed target and the top of the light. So this part. So we have the opposite, and we wanted the hypotenuse, and we got the angle. Opposite and hypotenuse give me the sine. So then sine 80 is going to be 80 over x, which is our required. The required here is to find x, the distance between the fixed and the top of the lighthouse. So here x is going to be 80 over sine x. Use your calculator to find that x approximately, I think it's 81 meters. X is going to be 81 meters. Yes, 81 meters. Next question. You have a matrix B, 2 and 3, and 4 and 1, and he is asking about, and given also AB equals I, then the matrix A is. If you move back to the lesson of multiplicative inverse, yes, in year 1, the lesson of multiplicative inverse said that two matrices, their product equal the identity matrix if they are, one of them is the multiplicative inverse of the other. That means if you remember, A times A negative 1 equals I, the identity matrix. Another time, if we multiply the matrix by its multiplicative inverse, you will get I, the identity matrix. And if you don't remember, or if you didn't see the video of the multiplicative inverse, let me help you to remember, or let me help you to understand how can I get the multiplicative inverse of a matrix, or revise it quickly. So there, B here, then B here is multiplicative inverse of A. Multiplicative inverse of A. Then B is multiplicative inverse of A, or A multiplicative inverse of B. So to get A, you are going to find B -1. How can I get B -1? If you don't know the lesson from the beginning, I will help you here to understand this in this problem. To get the multiplicative inverse is in year 1. Okay. First of all, to get the multiplicative inverse, the matrix must be a squared matrix. It must be squared matrix. Our matrix here is a squared 2 by 2, in order 2 by 2. Number 2, the matrix must have a determinant not equal 0. Our matrix must be, if we change it into determinant, it doesn't equal 0. So let me find firstly determinant of matrix B. The determinant of B here will be 2. Determinant of B will be 2, 4, 3, and 1. 2 times 1 equals 2. 3 times 4 equals 12. 2 minus 12 equals -10. Yes, in year 1. Another time, how can I get the multiplicative inverse? 1 over the determinant of B. 1 over the determinant of B multiplied by. Can you see the matrix B? Is it clear, the matrix B? Yes. Take it and the main diagonal change places. And the other diagonal change signs. So 1 over -10 multiplied by 1, -3, -4, and 2. Let me distribute then 1 over -10 inside our matrix. Then for A, which is B -1, will be -1 over 10. We multiply -1 over 10 times 1, and time is -3. It will be 3 over 10, and the time is 4 over 10. It will be 2 over 5, and here will be -1 over 5. This is going to be our matrix, which is choice number B. Next question will be question 10. Question 10 is saying that vector A equal k and k plus 3, and the vector B equal 2k and 5k minus 3. Then one of the values of the k which makes A parallel to B is senior 1. If you remember, if two vectors are parallel, so we have something. If you don't remember, let me help you to remember. If two vectors are parallel, then we have that x1 y2 minus x2 y1, it's going to be 0. That means the slopes are equal, right? That means y1 over y2, y1 over x1, y1 over x1 equals y2 over x2. This is the slope, is near 1, and multiply together, it will be y1 it will be y1 x2 y1 x2 minus y2 x1 equals 0. Miss, if I put y2 y1 minus y1 x2, is it right? Yes, it's right. It's the same rule I said here. x1 y2 minus x2 y1 equals 0. So you might have the two slopes and equalize them and put them in equal and find the unknown value, or you can do something else. Take the first, multiply the last, it will be k times 5k minus 3, and put minus and to take the near. Take the 4 and take the near. Multiply the 4 and multiply the near, and between them we put minus. It's 2k times k plus 3. Miss, can I put them equal as slopes? Yes, it's right. You can put k plus 3 over k equal 5k minus 3 over 2k. Both correct. And this is going to be 0. Let me try to distribute the k here and the 2k here. 2k, 5 times 5k, it will be 5k to the power 2 minus 3k minus 2k power 2 minus 6. This will be 0. 5k power 2 minus 2k power 2 will be 3k power 2 minus 3k minus 6 equals 0. And now we can say that here we have 6k because this is 2k times 3k, it's a 60k another time. So we take 3k power 2 minus 9k equals 0. Start to take k as a common factor. It's going to be, take 3k as a common factor. It's going to be k minus 3. This is going to be 0. From here, we might have k equals 0 and the k equals 3. So one of the choices is going to be 3. So the answer is going to be number A. Next question. If A equal 5 and 2, B equal 2 and 5, and the vector C equal A minus B. A minus B means we subtract A vector C is going to be 5 minus 2, 3, 2 minus 5, negative 3. And then the polar form of C. Let's remember, if we have a vector and we wanted to change it into polar system, the polar system consists of the norm and the angle, the norm and the angle, the norm and the angle. How can I get the norm? So here we have norm and here we have angle. So how can I find the norm of C? Let's remember, how can we get the norm of the vector? It's going to be the first power 2 plus the second power 2. 3 power 2 plus negative 3 power 2, it's going to be 3 root 2. This is our norm. This is our norm. 3 root 2. Length unit 1, whatever. Then we wanted to get the angle. How can I get the angle, you senior one? I get the angle just like that. Take care, huh? We have y over x as tan theta. Your tan is going to be y over x. It's going to be negative 3 over 3. It will be negative 1. Negative y over x, negative 3 over 3. We have tan theta equal negative 1. We will make shift tan 1. Miss, what about the negative? Let me tell you later. Wait. Shift tan 1. Shift tan 1 equals 45. Then ask yourself, which quadrant are we? Look, you have the cosine positive and the sine negative and the tan negative. So which quadrant is in your one? Fourth. The fourth quadrant. The cosine positive, sine and the tan are negative. So we are in the fourth quadrant, yes, in your one. So in the fourth quadrant, what can I do? I make 360 minus the angle we got. So we don't put shift tan negative 1 on the calculator directly. Just deal with quadrants, okay? Quadrants. So it's going to be 315. But here he asked, or the choices with the angle is going to be radian. So we must change the 315 into radian. Do you know how many lessons do we use here in this question? So it's a 315 as degree measure, so we multiply it by and divide it by 180 to change it into radian. It's going to be 7/4 pi. At last, C vector is going to be in polar. It's a 3√2 and the angle 7/4, which is choice number D. Next question. Find the value of A which makes the following determinant equals 0. Okay, how can I solve the determinant? Yes, in year 1. You have two ways. I have two ways to solve a determinant. Let me think about one of them. One of the two determinants I deal with is putting the determinant here like 1, 3, and -1. I will revise with you both ways, okay? And here 2 and A and 4. And here -1 and 1 and the -2. And start to write the second, here 1 and 3 and -1, and here 2 and A and 4. And start to make the diagonals. Diagonals minus each other. Here we have -2A, and here it's -2, and here it's -12. Now here -12 plus 4 plus A. Miss, here plus or minus? It's a plus, but the numbers here when we multiply 1 times A times -2, it's -2A, so you're not going to put it plus, it's -2A, okay? So all of this equals 0. He gave it to me in the question. So here we have -2A minus 14, and here minus A. -12 plus 4 equals -8, and the plus 8. From here it will be plus 8 equals 0. Then we have -2A minus A, it's -3A. -14 plus 8 equal -6. Move to the other side with +6, then A is going to be 2. Another time. -2, sorry, it's -3. So it's choice number B. Very good. Excellent made. No one to tell me excellent, so I'm telling myself. Miss you a lot, by the way. Damn corona. This is A, 2 and 4, and 3 and -7 and -1 and 6. Find A to A transpose. This question is an easy question to help you to solve here. It's 2, and A transpose, we change places, change the rows as diagonal, as columns, and vice versa. It's 2 and 3 and -1. Here 4 and -7 and 6. It's going to be 8 and 6 and the -2 and 8 and the -14 and the 12. So it's going to be which choice? Choice number C. Yes, our choice number C. If the vector A equal 5 and the 5/6, then the vector A in terms of the fundamental unit vectors. Fundamental unit vectors means I and J. So what's here do we have? We hear it as a polar. Can you see that it's polar? Yes, it's polar vector. So how can I change it into fundamental? Okay, it will be, the first part will be the norm cosine the angle. So it's 5 cosine the angle 5/6, and then 5 sine 5/6. So let me see, the result is going to be how many? By the way, 5/6 will be 5 times 180 over 6, and it's going to be 150. 5/6 over 180. It's going to be 5 cosine 150 and the 5 sine 150, sorry, over 60, sorry, I just, okay, this is going to be how many? The C choice, it's -5, it's going to be C choice, which is, write it down, -5 root 3 over 2 I, we don't put brackets, finished brackets, we put it I and J, and plus plus 5 over 2J. This is our choice, question C. Thank you for listening, senior 1. We are going to complete in the next video, and I hope to solve to complete model 1 to help it more, to help you more. If you don't understand, you can ask me in the comments, I can help you. Okay, thank you for listening. Miss you a lot. Bye.